at the ice building. Just a few people out here. It is Monday. That's fairly normal. I am the best, worst videographer ever. I am legally blind. Here's my ID. And I missed basically the entire weekend. I wasn't out here. I was dealing with my shoulder on Saturday and on Sunday. I had about 4 of those a year, and I normally take medication for it. But yeah, it wasn't sufficient this time. So
just remember,
there are a few people. Flip. There are a few people across the street. There's one people over here. And I think there are a couple down there. But we don't go over there up close without talking to them. And I was late. Shocker. Who here was surprised that I was late to start this stream? Hell, I should just basically set up a poll. Is Joseph going to start his stream on time? I already know what the answer is going to be. But, give me a second to pull up a chair.
Trump administration so corrupt, I guarantee the only ones left in it are child traffickers, human traffickers, pedophiles, rapists, activators on a large scale, Nazis, real racists, real Texans. No wonder this place looks like the local crack house.
She's feisty tonight. No complaints there. All right. So, because there are so few people out here on a Monday, I bring a topic. And I mentioned it in the description. Did anybody see the brain-rotted buffoon-in-chief's speech today? He gave a speech, supposed to be, a very simple speech about the Small Business Administration. He was all over the place. Again, who's shocked? And among other things, people are saying he was joking about staying in office another 8 or 9 years. Why is it that he keeps joking about this? And why is it that he, jokes about other things he then does? It isn't a joke, it's a trial balloon. In addition to that, if you didn't see the speech, I recommend it. It's great entertainment. Oh, he was, sleepy and confused and wandering in his speech, more than usual. He was talking about how he wants to increase tariffs because people aren't paying enough tariffs. His favorite word, tariffs. Tariffs, my favorite word. He was talking about raising tariffs. He was he was joking about staying in office for another 8 or 9 years. By the way, nobody who works for the administration will actually come out and say he's not allowed to run for a third term because of the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution. Not one single fucking member of this regime will actually say, the 22nd Amendment doesn't allow him to run. So he won't be running. Because he damn well will be running. Like, we all know that. Or, you know, somebody is going to tell him, if you even try, we will impeach you. That's the only thing that's going to stop him from running, is being told straight up he will be removed. Why do you think the ballroom is so fucking important? It's not. He really wants the bunker underneath because, you know, when it's time to leave, he plans to hole up inside that safe room, panic room, and stay president. We have 35. And, oh, let's see, what else was he going on about? Oh, Iran. He promised to nuke Iran again. Don't think anybody is taking him seriously on that one, but, I mean, he's making the threat. If they don't do exactly what he wants them to do, he's going to nuke them. By the way, we're not at war with Iran anymore. We're not. He's talking about how he's, you know, going to bomb them again, but we're not at war. Except when we're at war. He talks about how we're at war one minute, and then the next we're not at war, so... That came up again. Joe Biden, the man who's going to fix everything on day one. What are we, at day 400 and something? And he ain't fixed shit. He's actually made things worse. And everything's Joe Biden's fault. In fact, it's Joe Biden's fault that Rudy Giuliani's in the fucking hospital. It's all Democrats' fault. By the way, he couldn't be bothered to wish Rudy Giuliani well and fast recovery or anything, because he doesn't care. On top of the, oh yeah, the other news today, Iran has a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, and they've said straight up, we're enforcing that blockade. And Trump says his blockade is a friendly blockade. Of course, a blockade is an act of war, but we're not at war. But we are at war, but it's a friendly blockade, except we're negotiating to end it, except we're not negotiating. Basically, Donald Trump is losing his fucking mind. What's left of it.
A manipulative, conniving, money-hungry, capitalist, fascist, billionaire, pedophile, rapist.
I mean, I agree with all of that, but I doubt they heard you. I need a better microphone because I've got a peanut gallery and she's saying all the right things. Donald Trump is... Oh, let's see. Money-grubbing, capitalistic, corrupt, fascist, child rapist, sexist, racist, neo-Nazi, draft dodging, World War III causing. He hasn't actually caused that one yet, but damn, he's working on it. He's working on it.
International
War criminal. You left out war criminal.
War criminal.
Yeah. Fucking genocidal, ethnic cleansing, warmonger.
I'm pretty sure I was right the first time around. These motherfuckers get Gestapo, bro.
Brain rotting buffoon, an imbecile. Colbert was canceled 9 or 10 months ago. His last show was on the air in March. Part of CBS buying Paramount or CBS buying Paramount. CBS merging with fucking Ellison's company was getting rid of Colbert, and they did. Colbert's gonna be fine. And I mean, the other thing is, you notice Donald Trump will not let go the 2020 election, which he lost, by the way. Part of the reason for that is apparently something that fascist leaders just do. They repeat things that they know are not true because when people are willing to actually, accept the lie, they kind of have won. Basically, they've won control of the people. So it's kind of a test to see if the people have rolled over yet or not. And the answer, of course, is we have not. Oof. Puppy doesn't like Donald Trump either, do ya? Right, so Iran shot at a South Korean ship. They say they shot at and hit an American ship. And the government is saying they didn't hit our ship. Who are we going to believe? It's fucking sad that I trust the information propaganda people of Iran more than I trust the information propaganda people of the United States. That's just fucking sad. Dogs against Doge. Oh.
Yes.
Russ, were you wearing a sign that said Dogs Against Doge?
Yeah, the no pedophiles in parks, no pedophiles in politics sign.
He has a no pedophiles in politics
The
sign.
dog on his sign had a dog against Doge sign.
I didn't notice a bicycle dude walk up. So I guess that topic went faster than I expected, just because there's not really a ton to discuss. Donald Trump is losing his fucking mind. And it's like, yep, he is. Well, that was a fun discussion. The thing is, it's going to get worse before it gets better. But honestly, it's all falling apart on him. I mean, I've seen people saying recently, we're losing. I don't think we are. I really don't think we are. And I don't think we're losing because MAGA is literally just Trump. It's literally... And Trump will say this straight up. MAGA is me. I'm MAGA. Well, if he's MAGA, then what happens when he's no longer functional? When he's no longer... When Donald Trump no longer has the ability to even get up and give a meandering speech where he, you know, I mean, he could barely do what he did today. And then he fled. If I will, what? Project 2025 was halfway there last year. They're not really making any progress on it. And the thing is, they're losing what they had. Now, the current thing is an attempt to simply just rewrite cancel elections we don't like. That's their current thing. How baldly transparently... There's a 40. How baldly transparently fascist is canceling elections because you don't like the outcome. The election has not actually happened yet. But they're like, oh, we've got to cancel an election in progress. We don't matter, or we don't care if that means you disenfranchise voters. We don't care if that means you throw out their votes. We don't care if that means you cancel an election. We don't care if that means you don't have time to have a new election. We don't care if that means that, you don't get a primary. We're canceling the election. A major part of what MAGA is doing is going, what? Who's a fascist? We're not fascists. As long as you just believe everything Fox News tells you, you're not going to believe we're fascists because, we're going to control the narrative. You can't really control the narrative of, we're canceling the fucking election. You can't control that narrative. Now, it's not free. It never is. Especially with our Democratic Party leadership. My God. There is a there's a topic for you. There is a report about how the fuck did we lose the 2024 election? And it basically comes down to Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer and centrist Democrats are fucking pathetic. I mean, we can tell you that. And Democrats are willing to do anything to target voters in those flyover states. Anything. We'll give you, MAGA light. We'll give you MAGA light. We'll give you anything except actually fucking show up in your state, in your county, in your district. Somewhere you can actually drive to and hear us talk about why we care about your existence. See, the thing is, the Republican Party are a bunch of fucking fascists. But the Democratic Party is not really being opposition. They are controlled opposition at best. And they're willing to spend ungodly amounts of money doing everything except actually going, talking to voters, and saying, we're going to try and make your life better. Like in person, saying that. We are going to actually try to make your life better. If Democrats would show up in flyover country and say, how's your medical doing? Did you have to give up your medical? Did you lose your medical? Can you afford your medical? What does it cost you now? What did it cost you 2 years ago? Did you know, for all the talk about how high taxes are in Europe, Europeans pay less in taxes than you paid for your medical 2 years ago before Trump fucked it up even worse? People would be shocked to hear that. Because nobody's actually willing to show up in front of people and say it. And that's just one tiny thing. When I was still a Republican, we used to talk about how, the labor unions all still support the Democrats, but the workers, they're supporting us now. Because we've got the messaging about, the middle class disappearing, and it's like, kinda, but no. See, the thing is, Democrats aren't talking about that. because the centrist Democrats say, well, you know, we don't want to upset our corporate backers. And, you know, Israel, if you criticize Israel, that's anti-Semitic. We can't have that. Fuck you. Fuck your IPAC money. Fuck your Netanyahu blood money. The Jewish people are a fine people. They deserve better government than Netanyahu. They deserve government that does not try to start wars constantly. Every time fucking Benjamin Netanyahu is about to go to prison, they start another fucking war. Kind of like, well, gee, every time Donald Trump is about to lose and something is about to come out about him and the Epstein files, he starts another fucking war. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that. At some point, we have to say no more of that. At some point, we have to say, if you're the party that's not willing to stand against it, then why should we vote for you? See, that's the thing. Here in Oregon, it's all Democrats. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of Republicans. Democrats have a supermajority in the state. A supermajority in the Oregon House and the Oregon Senate. We have the governor's office. We have the Secretary of State. We have most of the judges. We have all but one of our national representatives. All of our House of Representatives members. Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? I can't. Nope. I tried. There's a plane. I was trying to get it, but it's like, I'm not. It's flying right over my head, and I wasn't going to be able to get it. I tried. You can't just keep supporting the government of Israel. You can't keep giving them money. You can't keep giving them support. And you can't keep saying, well, gee, anybody who criticizes these people committing massive war crimes are criticizing them is just, it's racism. You can't be racist. Yes, I can criticize them. You can criticize them. Fucking Hassan Piker can criticize them.
All of them. Any of them that are the billionaire, like CEO, billionaire.
Oh, I was talking about Israel. Because you're not allowed to criticize Israel.
It's not the freaking upper elite fucking rich class that's in control over there. That's why Americans are rich.
Oh, probably, yeah. Why is my tripod not even?
Don't support the local American or the local or American. I can't even do that right now. Ugh.
If we actually, want to, if we actually want to be, the party that we claim we are, we kind of need to actually be that party. If we actually want to resist Donald Trump, first of all, John Fetterman is a MAGA piece of shit. he should be expelled from the party. At this point, I seriously think that John Fetterman might be in the Epstein files. He sure acts like he is. I mean, if he were, would he act any different? But our leadership is feckless. They actively work against people like Zoran Mamdani. Mamdani managed to get elected despite them because he actually had a message that he was actually going to fight. And is he doing everything that, he said he would on the campaign trail? He is not. He's doing something. He's doing a damn lot more than anyone else, and he did it without the party's support. They still don't really support him. But he's actually getting some shit done. So they have this report that says, that is an honest look at how the fuck did we lose? And they're not going to release it. Well, we'll release a list of the lessons we can learn. We just need to focus on we need to not release this report that names names and calls people out for the shit they've pulled. And instead, we need to just focus on the lessons we can learn. We need to not be thinking about how we lost 2024 and instead think about the lessons we can learn to win 2026 and 2028. Translation. We don't want people to read why they should be so pissed off at us. Because maybe we're not really thinking about changing it. Oh, hi, Brandy. The topic, well, we had a topic earlier, and the topic was Trump's speech today, but I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of discussion there because, yeah, he's fucking losing it. Wasn't much to discuss. I mean, yeah, his brain is tapioca. The lights are on, the mouth is running, but nobody's home. That's a really sad state for somebody to be, in the position of running the country and that far gone. Oh, he also boasted again about how he's taken 3 intelligence tests. And he passed them all. Except they don't give you 3 if you passed. And they're not intelligence tests. They're tests of how broken your brain is. They're tests for dementia. And you don't give them 3 times if somebody passed the screening once. You give it to them multiple times if they failed. And you want to track how bad is it. At this point, it's literally elder abuse. But then we moved on to the topic of shit going on in Iran, and then we moved on to the fact that the Democrats had this report about, you know, how did we fuck up so badly to lose 2024 the way we did? We're not allowed to see that report. And I think we're not allowed to see it because it's a candid report that does say exactly why. Because nobody actually believes, well, they've been by twice. Nobody actually believes that the Democrats are going to do anything. They get up there and they talk in Congress to the 6 people who watch C-SPAN. And frankly, the only time C-SPAN is any fun to watch is when the British Parliament is in session. When the British Parliament is showing, then C-SPAN is interesting to watch. Talky and strongly worded letters don't accomplish much. Fuck ICE!
Fuck ICE!
Catching up on chat. Sorry, guys. Who goes into detail about Trump's decline? Well, the thing is, we didn't really have a primary, and it's not that Kamala Harris wasn't electable. I mean, she wasn't. It's that Joe Biden wasn't electable to start with. And you didn't really have a chance for Kamala Harris to even make a case for why she might be. Because frankly, from where I sat, I'm looking at Kamala Harris and I'm like, keep in mind, when I voted for her, I was still a Republican. I voted for her because as much as I hated her guts, I'm looking at the country, I'm like, you know what? If Donald Trump gets elected, I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's going to be a disaster globally. Kamala Harris is basically already running the country. And aside from doing not enough, you know, she was at least harm reduction. And I am a harm reduction voter because, honestly, we got two parties in this country that win elections because people are stupid.
Just remember, don't support American capitalism. Both parties in America are corrupt.
Both parties are corrupt,
Hate Americans.
and Americans are idiots. We need to start voting for people outside of the two parties. Now,
Taxes.
part of that is unfortunate
Wrong
because
way.
the wrong way.
Don't support your local crack house. Keep on nice.
The two political parties are both broken. But as long as people refuse to just vote for somebody that isn't one of them, I mean, the time to actually fix an election, as far as I'm concerned, is the primary. Until people stop being stupid.
Your party sees what fascism. Withhold your taxes.
Our peanut gallery is suggesting that people stop paying their taxes. I think actually people are doing that. Trump got rid of all the people who would actually enforce the tax code, so why send them money? Just, you know, file an extension. And then file an extension. And then file an extension. You can only keep that up a few years. But, you know, if we do what we need to do, Trump is going to be gone in a few years. Now, you need to actually do your taxes and figure out what you owe, because at some point, taxes are going to be needed to fix this.
Hey guys behind the gate, just remember, you're an asshole today, and I might be an asshole tomorrow, but I'll never be as much of an asshole as you.
Obama did not do a horrible job. Now, I don't think that he did, you know, the most amazing thing ever. We genuinely need younger people in office. I'm tired of voting for geriatric presidents.
The first time somebody suggested I get into like professional politics, I was something like,
I say we draft Bike Dude and make him president.
I said you could work for the devil, but say you didn't support him.
If you qualify for Medicare retirement or Medicare because of retirement, you're too old to be president of the United States. Because being president of the United States will age you.
No, not your skateboard.
Like, it's seriously time to start voting for people in their 40s and 50s. late 60s, 70s. Too old. How many of our presidents have been the same age? And I don't mean the same age when they were elected. I mean, how many of our past presidents are literally the same age? They are getting older. They all graduated from the same class. Or damn near it. Oh wow, I sound great, don't I? So I had a cold 2 weeks ago, and I've got severe asthma. So between the two, I probably sound great. Cold 2 weeks ago, you're still coughing? Yeah. That's what happens when you're on chemotherapy, when you get a cold. And I will be on chemotherapy for the rest of my life. Unless, of course, Donald Trump just outright cancels the election. We're just not going to have the general election. And people decide to get uppity and start, Second Amendmenting shit. If that happens, it's a pretty safe bet that I will no longer have access to my chemo, or my insulin for that matter, and I probably won't last 6 months after that. It's not easy being wheezy. Yeah, pretty much. That's a nice car.
I would tell you not to support your local billionaires, but I have a feeling you don't give two fucks.
I do not have a problem with mail-in ballots. What I have a problem with is any sort of
Yes, having a difficult life does not justify
I have a problem with
reflecting that life onto other innocent
electronic
people.
ballots. Printed mail-in ballots are one thing, but an electronic ballot,
They're starving the children, working class.
that is a system that is basically guaranteed to be abused, because if you think about it, it's essential that your ballot be anonymous, because people can be incompetent, bribed, coerced, or all of the above at the same time. The only way to guarantee, or even have a chance of guaranteeing, that those things are not affecting an election is for a person to be able to vote a paper ballot that is completely anonymous.
You look like the local crack house! Oi! I know you do.
We are mostly here to monitor. We are not here to interfere. Because interfering would be illegal. We're here to make sure that their morale is as low as possible, that they know that there's always somebody watching them. And there always is. My first election was probably the last one that happened before Oregon went to all mail-in voting.
Can I make a joke real quick?
Sure.
You're the whitest person I know, and you're still not as white as these motherfuckers. Also, I love you.
You know, I'm actually mixed race. I'm an albino. Nobody can tell what race I am. Now the fact is, I'm mostly white. And I would.
You're also awesome. These guys just suck. You find your local crack house. I think that's an appropriate line when they haven't managed to paint anything worth a shit over anything worth, like, look at it.
Well, see, my thinking is that they want all this graffiti up, like the vulgar stuff. And I mean, I
At this point, with me sitting on the street corner, I don't think it's going to help their cause.
I have offered my opinion about the graffiti that's on the building, that it doesn't help us, that the optics of it don't look good.
But it also doesn't help them.
It doesn't
literally
help
look like the local crack house.
It doesn't help them. But like our sidewalk painting girl has painted this beautiful mural. Now I have been told she also has painted some of the graffiti.
No, it has not. It has not.
I don't have any evidence of that.
Nobody has any evidence of that because it didn't happen.
Well, I have been told. I have.
Blue line, because fuck them. That's why.
I have been told that has happened.
I did put up some beet juice on their wall one day, but that wasn't paint.
But
it went away with the rain.
The wonderful mural. It's so beautiful. It is amazing, and people who are, you know, not really opposed and not really support, people who are just here, you know, or who come by here and see that, go, oh wow, that is a beautiful memorial to two people who were murdered, and these other people are the regulars down here, or at least the regular inflatables down here, well, mostly.
Thank you for the ego boost.
But that makes us look good. That makes us look.
That it paints the perfect portrait for them being the crack house.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, when they are filming their propaganda bullshit, this is the violence they have done to us.
Oh yeah.
And they don't film.
They at this point have the idea of the fact that I'm like, nah, motherfuckers. Like, try to make that look bad. I'm on camera 24 hours a day. Try to make it look like something that I'm not actually fucking sitting around talking about. The motherfucker that sits out here and talks, that yelps over his freaking speaker about up in the apartment about my dog barking. I'm like, yeah. You know who barks more? The guy with the little dogs that always has his dogs out all hours of the freaking day and night. They sit out there and they whine. Half the time, if it's after dark, my dog's barking, it's at these guys or at them.
There we go. Now I'm zoomed out.
He is loud.
Antifa is looking
during
good.
Daylight out.
Yes. Antifa looks amazing. But, you know, my thing, I have my opinions. The spray paint, one of these days, those assholes are going to be gone. They will be gone. Because Donald Trump is not going to live forever, and after that motherfucker dies...
And we'd rather have a refugee immigrant safety clinic and housing center than an American Gestapo capitalism billionaire pedo ran racist center.
Prior to 9/11, we had one agency that handled visas, immigration, all of it.
Yep.
INS. They did a fine job. But the thing was...
I'd have got INS into
somebody
instead of INS into ICE.
Somebody who overstayed a visa had committed a civil infraction, not a criminal one. Now, they could still be deported and not allowed to come back. But it was a civil infraction, and they wanted to change that. Republicans wanted to change that. Because on some level, and I mean, I was never a racist. I know a lot of people would say I was, and they would say I was an Islamophobe. And that one at least could make sense, because I was saying...
if you were, it's in the past, and if you're not now, that's what matters.
Well, I wasn't then. But I did say at the time that, you know, after 9/11 happened, the world focused on people who say, I am Muslim and I am committing these violent acts where people are being killed because of their government.
I've said crazier that turned out to be true.
Well, the thing is...
What if the American government was in cahoots?
Osama bin Laden had a list of grievances against the United States. And most of it was probably true. In fact, I'm sure that about 3/4 of it...
Even back then, the American government was in cahoots with 9/11. Oh, no. I know
3/4 of what Osama bin Laden accused the United States of doing, we did.
Yeah.
Does that justify killing 3,000 random ass Americans? Not really. Because that's the thing. A lot of people outside of the United States are like, you Americans are responsible for this because you elected these people. No, we didn't. Our elections...
The party system is broken. Both sides are funded by capitalistic millionaire to the upkeep and billionaires. CEOs and the we don't give a fuck about the mass population class. And so
80% of our elections have been decided before a single vote is cast. Is that a real election? See, that's what Donald Trump is trying to do. He's trying to up the number of elections that are determined before a single vote.
I'm trying to let you know my 100-pound dog's right there.
There's a 40.
Don't support your local crack house. Defund ICE.
I need to grab a battery. You're not a battery. You're a battery.
How are you today?
Fuck ICE! So the reason why 80% of our elections are decided before a single vote gets cast is because and I mean, most Americans already know this, I think, is because of gerrymandering. And yeah, Democrats do it too. Republicans do it a lot more. At least until recently. I mean, Democrats have been doing it now. But you need at least a second functional party to counter the other, to ensure that neither party becomes too corrupt. Now, the problem is, we only have one functioning party that's trying to do that, and they're not trying very hard. So, barely functional party. The Republicans are not a viable political party for a democratic republic that operates based on laws and a constitution. They just no longer are. When did they stop being that? I don't know. There's been a concerted effort since 1980 at least. This started under Ronald Reagan, and Ronald Reagan was kind of at the head of it. And I'm very sad to have learned that, because I was a Republican. Ronald Reagan was a freaking hero. And if trickle-down economics didn't work out, it was because he underestimated people's willingness to screw other people. Well, maybe he did, but probably not, because it turns out what he did was he set in motion Project 2025. It wasn't called that. It was a slow walk plan to create, the nice words for it are a unitary executive. Now, you and I don't call it a unitary executive. We call it a fucking dictator. Project 2025 was really Project 1980. And really, it was Project 1933. Project 1933 was something called the business plot. And back in 1933, we did have a functioning Republican Party and a functioning Democratic Party. But you see, several Republicans and a few Democrats and a bunch of millionaires, because billionaire wasn't really a thing then, got together and they decided, we want a unitary executive. Actually, they didn't use fancy language. We want a fascist dictator, they said. And they approached a man, a retired general, and they said, we would like you to be our military fascist dictator. And he's like, all right, tell me more. And they did tell him more. And then he exposed them all. And because they were all politically connected in both parties, and their times equivalent of the Epstein class, the millionaires, we love climate! So they actually planned to have a military fascist dictator. And it just turns out that they managed to actually rope a patriot, a genuine patriot, into... Hey, Tom.
The only way
I misplaced your phone number and email address.
waking up enough to
Oh,
keep
I'll make
that
sure to give it to you tonight.
Yeah. Presently, currently.
system
Because I can't even get into my fucking eBay because of the operating system and the security shit that my friend that gave me the laptop left on the piece of crap laptop. Okay.
You don't have a laptop, you have a crap
I
top.
have a crap top. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that thing down. Right big, because I might be almost as blind as you are. Okay, I'll pick that up in a while.
guys.
Sorry, I'm writing down my phone number and... Here you go, Tom.
What?
It's a notebook.
Go back to forward.
Pen's not very dark. No space and blocks free there.
That's your email?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blocks free is my domain.
Oh, cool.
So one of a few I own, actually.
I don't know how the hell I did it, but I bruised the back of my right knee severely.
Ooh.
So much that it's swollen.
Ouch.
What's the word for that thing where you got a giant bruise that's swollen?
Ouch.
Yeah, okay.
That's the word for that.
Yeah. Come on, look it up on your smartphone.
I can't. I'm filming with it. This is the thing. If I'm going to be able to actually like do multiple things, I need a second device of some sort.
Okay.
So if people want to like do the PayPal thing, I might be able to do something about a second device, but until then, I'm using my phone. Nathan's got 2 devices. That helps.
Largest damage run in more than 100 years in climate because of global damage. But trust me, everybody will wait another 2 years to go fishing. At least, hopefully people will listen to this time.
There are definitely people who will not vote for a woman. They're stupid. But we've already established that the American public is fairly stupid. But I think that if the right woman ran, there's a very good chance that people would elect her. I honestly think AOC could do it. Now, I gotta say, I was a Republican. Y'all know that. And as a Republican, when AOC got into office, AOC should have a meeting with who?
Under the pretense of stepping down from indigenous leadership.
Well, I do think people would vote for AOC.
Anyway, I also think she's self-certified. Sorry, I'm pretty noble thing.
But if they wouldn't vote for her, I think they would vote for her. I think they would vote for somebody else who was, you know, please not Gavin Newsom. For the love of God, not Gavin. If we vote for Gavin Newsom, we get not much changing. We get a holding pattern where Donald Trump leaves it. We don't get any rollbacks on any of the bullshit from 2025, Project 2025, because Gavin Newsom will just sit on his ass and support the corporate entities that that have basically created this. We need to do better than Gavin Newsom. Oh, we got to get excited about Gavin. I'm not getting excited about Gavin Newsom. If my choices are Donald Trump for his third fucking term, because our system is that broken and people haven't started, you know, like shooting, or Gavin Newsom, I would vote for Gavin Newsom. And that's about the only way I would do it. I mean,
Nobody that makes it anywhere in American politics has not pulled out from capitalism. Maybe my God.
yeah, but I mean, we've got a primary for a reason. In 2016, again, I was a Republican. I did not want to vote for Donald Trump. You could have gotten me as a Republican to vote for Bernie Sanders. You could not get me to vote for Hillary Clinton. Not because she's a woman, but because I didn't really see much of a difference. Now, I completely underestimated just how bad Donald Trump was. I would much rather vote for somebody I disagree with, but I actually know that they mean what they say.
You got a bag of dog food right there. What up, guys?
Fuck ice! Now, the fact is, Vance is not going to get elected. Vance is not even going to be, assuming that they don't manage to convince the Supreme Court to argue that the 22nd Amendment to the actual fucking Constitution is unconstitutional, despite the fact that it is actually part of the fucking Constitution. Assuming that the Supreme Court is not that corrupt and we don't get, you know, just a okay from fucking Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. We're opposed to that. We're writing a strongly worded letter. Assuming that doesn't happen, J.D. Vance will still not be the Republican nominee. J.D. Vance is done. J.D. Vance is being set up to fail, and the fact is, J.D. Vance has the charisma of a piece of wet dog shit. Actually, I think J.D. Vance has less charisma than that. Oh, they might run DeSantis. They might run Rubio. It depends whether or not DeSantis is a threat, or he decides that Rubio is too not white. We'll see. Yeah, they really are. But the thing is, we have the power to improve them. Now, in 2016, they'll let the Democratic Party steamroll you. They forced Hillary Clinton through. They forced Hillary Clinton through. It was her turn. Except it wasn't her turn. And it never should be her turn. Because she is a horrible human being. Katie also hates DeSantis more than Trump. I pretty much assume that the two of them are fairly interchangeable. But the chance to fix this shit is in the primary, so we really need to get good people in the primaries. If you have a primary that is still ongoing, take a damn good look at your ballot and who's on it. Take a damn good look at it and ask yourself about each person on the ballot. Do they belong there? And if they don't, and there's somebody else who belongs there more than they do, vote for that person. I don't care if they're not going to win. If you tell people you got to vote for this person and tell them why you think so. If you convince people that my sticker is peeling. Oh, sorry. If you convince people that, yeah, we need to be serious about this. If you tell people that it matters. If you tell people that, you know, that these small, never got a chance to win, better candidates. If you can convince the people to vote for them, they'll win. And if they're the candidate, then they're the fucking candidate. That's how this harm reduction works. The first place to reduce harm is in the primary. Now, if you get some quack who's like, I'm here to ban Wi-Fi antennas because Wi-Fi antennas, we had that a few years ago. Wi-Fi antennas are a conspiracy. Maybe don't vote for that person. Because again, the point is harm reduction. Are we going to fix the party? Not immediately. Yeah, Mark Kelly is... Mark Kelly is somebody I considered before, but he has not decided that he is done with IPAC and with supporting Israel's war crimes. And if he's not willing to be done with that, then he's not somebody I'm willing to vote for. Now, the thing is, Obama appeared out of nowhere. He was the right person at the right time. And he didn't do a bad job. It is already 9 p.m. Well, my plan is to stay out here until 10 or so at least. But I do think we can do better than somebody like Mark Kelly. Definitely better than somebody like Gavin Newsom. And I don't know who that somebody is going to be. It might be AOC. It might be somebody else. We can do better than what we've got right now, though. And we need to do better. It matters. I'm sorry, but Bernie is too old. And I've got to say that Elizabeth Warren is a compromised choice, too. She's better than some, but she needs to hear that some of her decisions have been dead wrong. But fixing... Sorry, guys. Fixing the broken two-party system. I mean, maybe we can do some of that by convincing people to vote for third parties. That would be good. And if we can't do that, we need to make sure that the people we get from the parties are the right people. And the time to do that is in the primary season, not the general season. In the general, it's too late. You've got who you've got. And at this point, in the general, at this point, I'm kind of a vote blue no matter who. Because the Republican Party is not a valid political entity. You cannot be part of... My chat has gone crazy. They didn't clean up any of the graffiti. Not really. Hang on. Yeah, it's a little harder when it gets late because of the bright lights. Let me see if I can improve that a little bit. Sometimes wiping the lens, even if the lens is not dirty, helps because... Oh, sorry for the flashing, guys. Sometimes just actually wiping the lens, even if the lens is clean, helps improve the picture because it screws with the bit rate. Does that look any better, though? That's Richard. No, that's not Richard. Shows what I can see. You'd think I was blind or something.
Hello there.
Hi.
All I hear is nice things about you. I want to say hi.
Oh, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Not bad. I come out here on Mondays when there's not many people and I bring a topic. Although the first topic, the one that I actually put in the description is, hey, let's talk about that speech where Donald Trump was clearly losing his mind. But that wasn't a very long topic. Because there wasn't much to discuss. It's like, yep, he's losing it.
Oh, yeah. The guy's crazy. He's demented. He's a crazy narcissist.
Yup. Oh, we said a lot more about it than that.
Oh, I know. I've just been traveling a lot lately.
Well, I'm glad you've heard good things because some people have said some not so good things about me lately.
You seem like you are a really nice person.
Really? I always thought I was an asshole.
I mean, I just walked up to you and talked to you while streaming.
I'm not so nice to people who are supporting this.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not either. I'm not nice to those people either.
Thing is, I was a Republican.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not anymore.
I don't blame you.
January 6th was like never Trump, never again.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I was ever not never Trump to begin with was a couple weeks before the election, somebody decided to try and change my vote with a crowbar.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I've done my best to, once I actually overcame the fear that was likely to happen again if I ever came down here, I've managed to explain to people that that didn't cause me to not vote for him, that caused me to immediately go vote for him. And most people are like, wow, yeah, I could see how that would happen. Because he was promising to do something about, and he did nothing about political violence except try and see if he could create some more so he could raise more money.
Exactly.
But of course, you know, if you're getting all of your information through the Fox News filter, the propaganda is pretty fucking thick over there.
Oh, yeah. I'm from South Carolina, so I get you. Oh, I'm from South. Yeah.
Oh, hush, puppy.
I just escaped the South.
Yes, baby. How are you?
I will never go back to the South.
My friend Heather can't return to the state she was born in because it's illegal to be trans there.
Yeah, I can't either. I forever lost the home I was born in. I'm also trans. I'm not sure if you heard about the Pulse protests
Pulse protests?
in Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually one of the 6 arrested there.
Oh. Thank you for your service to your country.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, my thing was always, like, if you are part of the LGBTQ, whatever, I can't keep up, community, that's your business, not mine. That was always the case. It's none of my business. Nobody should ever have needed my permission to be who they are. Now, they also shouldn't need my support to be who they are, but that's the whole thing about your business isn't my business. As long as whoever you're sleeping with is not kids, I don't care.
Oh, I'm the same way. As long as it's not minors.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Consenting adults have fun.
Yes. No crazy.
Who do we have over there? I still can't tell. Yeah, so my thing is, I assume if somebody is across the street there or over here, if they wanted a face covered, they would have it covered.
Yeah.
Over there, when people are over there, which is not a thing that happens on Monday, or down there at the base camp and the memorial, I assume people might have faces uncovered, so I don't walk down there with a camera that isn't kind of pointed downward until I've talked to people. Because there's somebody who, somebody might be over there eating, somebody might be changing into a costume, something like that. It's just, it wasn't something I did when I first started, but, I've learned that there be assholes who will do whatever they can to dox people. So, I've said his name on stream. He told me his name, but there's a guy with a blue helmet and a bicycle. Yeah. He's Bike Dude. He's literally said his name on my stream, but I'm not saying it anymore.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, that's totally fine. People can dox themselves. I'm going to try not to because people get doxed.
Yeah, I've been doxed. That's how I lost a lot of things, is because Roger Santos called me a domestic terrorist. And
well, since I am a former Republican who is now disloyal to the pedophile in chief, I mean, I'm probably worse than a domestic terrorist. Feel free to call me an anti-fascist.
Me too.
Hell, you can call me Antifa now if you want to. It doesn't mean anything. I don't know if I've ever actually been properly introduced to Chandler, and I've definitely never had a chance to visit his grand throne as the leader of Antifa in Portland.
Oh yeah, Godot Chandler, huh?
He provided a bathroom for people who needed to go.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, never had an opportunity to visit his grand throne.
I'm just happy to be here defending freedom.
Well, I'm glad you're here too. Especially on a Monday, because there's usually there have been times I've come out here and it's like, I'm sitting somewhere out here and I point the camera over here, nobody. Point the camera over here, nobody.
No, I need to talk to Joseph privately.
Yep.
You realize I'm...
oh, yeah, you're streaming?
Yeah.
Okay, can you mute it?
I can. Be right back, guys.
Thanks. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, guys. We were just trying to avoid giving the chud something to dox people with. So.
And I'm going to call you, and I'm going to bring that laptop to your house.
Okay.
You
know where to find me.
I couldn't get into my fucking eBay today. And I called eBay customer service, and the guy, technician, was on the phone with me for half of an hour.
Oh, they don't know shit about Linux.
Well, no, I need that. No, it's not about Linux. It's about how the Windows is screwing me up.
Oh, you still have Windows on that thing?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I need your
fuck.
help with.
That's fixable. That's totally fixable. Okay, what have you guys been talking about? I think, okay, I started to say this and I got distracted. AOC, when she was first elected, keep in mind, I was a Republican back when that happened. I thought she was completely in over her head, and she had no idea what she was getting into. I was right, but she figured it out within 4 weeks.
And she kicks ass.
The woman is extremely intelligent.
And she's a good dancer.
Apparently she was a good bartender, too.
Well, have you seen that video of her and her college mate dancing on a roof?
I have not seen that video.
She's killer. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. She's freaking a great dancer.
But I am not sure that I'm not 100% sure that America would vote for a woman yet.
Well, you know why?
I think she could be vice president. I think she's got what it takes to be president.
You know why
She
Kamala
is
Harris did not?
Well,
Kamala Harris didn't get voted in because she's a black woman. So misogyny and racism combined.
well, okay. For the first one we had was Hillary, and
Right.
she didn't get elected because she was Hillary.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris had a lot
We would have a
of.
good country right now if she'd gotten elected. But now, at the moment, we have a shithole country
Yeah.
with Nazis running around kidnapping people.
And no opposition. We seriously have no fucking opposition.
And a mentally ill, demented, hate-monger, sadist, sociopath in the White House. It says stuff like, he's gonna bomb some more just for fun.
There are certain things you're not allowed to say. Like, you're just not allowed to say them. But there are some crimes for which...
Mass murder, for instance?
There are some crimes. I won't name which crimes, and I won't say who's committed them.
Oh, let me guess.
But I will just say that there are some crimes for which a needle is a valid punishment.
Oh, lethal injection?
And
Firing squad.
firing squads back in
He
the.
wants to bring back, he's brought back firing squad.
I mean,
So,
there be some people who maybe need to be looking at a firing squad until they're handed a blindfold. I mean, that is where we are as a country, and I won't say who.
oh, geez, you
But
can just spit it out. Go
there-
ahead.
I
Yeah.
like having medical coverage.
Yeah.
You don't get medical if you get arrested by those fuckers. Or any others that are likely to come for somebody who crossed that line. So I
gotta
will.
wave off for a little bit. I'm gonna go up to the blue line.
Okay. I mean, I did decide, Chris, that I will probably remove people who have been banned once in a while. Just, you go in and there's like a single button to do it. And I did that because there's a possibility we may have, you know, accidentally tossed somebody who shouldn't be. But that's also why I'm, you know, putting the 2-hour thing in. Because I'd like to reduce the amount of work you guys have, but I'm also not interested in having somebody, you know, get like tossed from the channel who was maybe misunderstood or something. I was saying to Nathan, he's got, you know, his second stream now, and the second stream is completely unmoderated. And on Sunday, they got together and mass reported his primary stream that had the moderation to get it, you know, to get it blacklisted. Community guideline violations, which of course, you know, YouTube did not actually investigate. And now they're saying, well, there was no community guideline violation. Then why did you force my stream to end? Because it was mass reported. Because the MAGA shitbags have decided that the backup stream is their stream, and they don't care about the other one. So get the one that they don't care about banned, and then it's just their stream. That's why MAGA doesn't get much love around here. If they come in here, they can go somewhere else. Because what they do is they try to goad somebody into saying something that they can report the stream for. Like saying the thing that you're not allowed to say, for example. If I had said it, they'd report. Although they're not likely to report because they're too busy restreaming me. Which, of course, I allow them to do if they give proper attribution to the stream. I don't make any money from it. I don't care. I agree, so tired. Remove Trump from office. Can remove the other Trump from office too. Well, yeah. Trump should absolutely be impeached from office, barred from ever serving again in any capacity, in any public office. Donald Trump should not be allowed to be dog catcher.
I love you. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna see if anybody over here. You know what? I'm gonna take this video. Okay.
Just flat out, Donald Trump needs to spend the rest of his life behind bars because he's committed so many crimes that he's been convicted of already. And the only reason he's not in prison for those crimes he was convicted of is, gee, he's a sitting president. I am all for removing corrupt politicians from office.
Yeah, somewhere. Vincent has my phone. Okay.
Actually, at this point, I'm all for removing every Republican and more than a couple of Democrats from office and putting them on trial, because when you follow the money, you're going to find they've committed crimes. But in order to do that, we need to do something about the state of the party that we can do something about.
Around the corner, it's 25 feet.
Well, we are out here,
25 feet.
and because I haven't done it yet, I am going to carry the tripod across the street. This is the front line. Am I zoomed in? Oh, good grief. Give me a second, guys. There we go.
She's one of the medics, comes out with the police line. She runs for my sometimes, a couple of times she has, and they've always been really nice to have her.
They have to be. Like, dead ass. No, one of those fuckers from the room used their, like, shotgun, the non-lethal shotgun, to shoot one of those trackers, which is just a beanbag full of fucking dye and shit. And it hit me right here, and my pants were stained for, like, a few washes, because that shit will never come out.
Not completely.
Nope. And it's infrared, I think. Like UV light will
it's
shine.
the whole point of that dye is so that they can
So this is
identify you later for arrest.
Yep.
Although those fuckers aren't using it for that purpose.
They
They're
don't-
not trying.
They're trying to fill their quotas.
They're just, it's what they have, it's the round they've got, and they want to shoot it at people.
But that was a different
Like,
I hate everything.
January 31st,
They betrayed me.
they were throwing grenades at us,
Yeah.
and they were throwing CS gas. They probably threw some hexachlorothane, I don't know.
Nah, they threw green gas. All the colors of the rainbow.
That's
Whoa.
if it was actually the green toxic gas, it was hexachlorothane. That's what that is. It can be clear, but it's usually green. They also threw orange and green infrared marking dye smoke grenades and flashbangs. They didn't care what they threw. We got a pouch full of grenades. Grenade, grenade, grenade,
It's
grenade.
just a show of force for
Yeah.
online.
It was definitely a show of farce, all right. Y'all see what I did there? It was definitely a show of farce.
Thank you. I have to cut out. I'm probably gonna have to stay out here for the night because I have nothing. So no, it'll get it'll be warm tonight. It's gonna get colder.
Tonight it will be warm.
Yeah. Alright, I'm heading out. See you. I don't know. I'll be tomorrow. Melody. That's me next.
You're not busy tomorrow morning, I have court.
Oh yeah, I'm sleeping in. I get no sleep as it is.
I understand that for some reason. Okay, we have new sidewalk art, guys. Okay, first of all, we've got flowers.
I don't understand how people. I'll never smoke again. But
Nope, asthma.
you're right.
Thanks, though.
Yeah, of course, sure.
Oh wow, we're already going over here. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get all of the. Turn your camera horizontal. It's vertical for a reason. Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. Okay. Get out of the way of the cars. Sorry, guys. Adjusting the tripod a bit. And now we're back into some familiar territory. Some new stuff. Or refreshed stuff. Damn it, I always try to get that van. I want to get that van on video, and I just wasn't in the right spot to. And that's the end of the actual they keep tearing it down and we keep building it back. We got another chair. The cuck chair needs to go back to the tree though, so we got to get these guys some more chairs.
When there's not humans around, we usually walk by the
Managed to step over that rather than on it.
I have
So let's check out Antifa. can tell you when I turned on Trump, it was when he tried to overthrow the Constitution. I took an oath as a Republican to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And when Trump tried to overthrow it, he became an enemy of the Constitution, a domestic one. Now, when that first happened on January 6th, Fox News could not make that not a thing. Like, there was no way he could make what happened not an act of, treason. But it took a little bit of time for the cognitive dissonance to set in and to really... It took a little while, in part because I was completely burned out. I'm a guy who spent 2020 basically in January. I had a new tumor and was quickly back on chemo. And that meant I had no functional immune system anymore, or at least a very limited one. And because of my broken immune system, if I got COVID, I was dead. And then, before the year was out, I became insulin dependent. So, increased likelihood that if I got COVID, I was dead. And, by the time I was able to get a vaccine and everything, I had already kind of burned out for the most part on anything politics related. Complete burnout. But I still saw what Trump did. And on one hand, it's like, well, Trump is the guy who, got things moving to get this vaccine done. He did what was necessary to, fast-track development. But then he was fighting against it, arguing against it, telling people they shouldn't take it. And it's like, okay, well, I'm taking it. Because I've studied, how vaccines work. I've studied, when I first ended up with this cancer, I ended up having it surgically removed, the tumor that they could find. And then I had radiation treatment. And I responded to radiation treatment by getting myself a nuclear materials handling certificate. There's literally a chunk of uranium sitting on my desk. It's double shielded, although how radioactive is it? About as radioactive as a bunch of bananas. What, you didn't know bananas were radioactive? Absolutely they are. Potassium 40. But then when I started chemotherapy, I looked up the drug I was taking, and it turns out that this is... The chemo drug I take is literally nanotech. Like, nanotechnology is a real thing. It doesn't work the way, it's shown in sci-fi, gray goo sort of micro robots. But it was, nanotechnology does involve programming cells and delivering amino acids to rewrite cell DNA and stuff like that. It's cool. And so because I thought this was cool, I decided to pick up, some microbiology as a hobby. I am a freaking nerd, right? So I've also studied some virology, just a little bit. So I know how vaccines work, how viruses work. So I'm not afraid of vaccines. And I couldn't get it until after Trump had done, January 6th, obviously. But by March or April, I'm still checked out politically, but I'm like, Donald Trump is out of office and he needs to never be in office again. And I stayed checked out until the 2024 election. But if people want to know what would cause me to turn on Trump, it was that. And what would cause me to turn on the Republican Party? It was that, and I didn't notice this before, but after Trump was elected again, whether the election was valid or not, I mean, we've got some evidence that the election was cheated. Was it enough to change the outcome of the vote? I doubt it. But we know that, we're told that election fraud is so rampant that, and it turns out that, Republicans are the ones doing the election fraud. And, they won. Did they defraud the election so that they would win? No, I seriously don't actually believe that what Elon Musk did was enough to sway the election outcome. I suppose the possibility does exist. It's getting too late for them to talk anyway. Still stop and wait at them. I'm sorry, regulars, you all have heard this before. Why is Joseph not a Republican anymore? Because after I realized Trump was like fucking scary and actually, an anti-American, anti-constitutional, not unconstitutional, anti-constitutional executive authority, and then I discovered that the Republicans were literally the Trump party. They would deny him nothing. They literally have tried to actually make a Trump third term happen by looking for loopholes for him. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional. Flat out. They tried to find a loophole so he could do it anyway. That is how much the Republicans have become the Trump party. And within a week or two of him taking office, it was clear that was the case, and I was gone. Did that mean I immediately became a Democrat? It did not. That didn't happen until October. So yeah, when you take it all together, the Republican Party has become an anti-constitutional party, which means they're not really a valid and viable part of a constitutional republic anymore. They're just not. And I think we should do what has been done in, or is being done in Hungary. They're just simply outright abolishing Orban's party. That is scary as hell. And I've talked about this before and why I think it's necessary. But it is scary as hell because it means that for at least a short time, there will be one barely functional political party, and one party rule is always corrupt. So we need to reestablish an alternative party to check the corruption. And ideally, we establish more than one. And it means that there will be something like what the Republican Party probably used to be. There will probably be some effort by those who are still allowed to hold public office to recreate the Republican Party we had. The people should hopefully remember who they are and ensure that they do not continue to have power. But that's just how it goes. We need to modify our political structure in this country, and it needs to start with Republicans becoming not a thing. I mean, I'm sure if we do that at the end of this, there will be a Republican Party. It just needs to not be the Trump Party. And those who supported him, either as co-conspirators, as collaborators, or simply as cowards, they need to be gone. And that kind of means that all of them have to go. That's going to be messy. I hope we do it right. I hope we do it soon. But it's going to be messy. Yeah, they have to be subbed for 2 hours to be able to post anything. Has really reduced the amount of work my poor mods have to deal with. And I think it's a good idea. I wish it weren't necessary. Oh man, I'm yawning now. I'm getting tired. I actually have been sleeping at night. What the hell is wrong with me? Well, guys, I think I've probably exhausted what I had to say on pretty much every topic we've had tonight. As much as happened, the fact is we've covered most of it. Did I miss anything that you guys saw? Well, by the sounds of it, not so much. Okay, well. Oh, man. I wonder if my blood sugar is getting low. I haven't checked it all stream because it disconnects the stream when I do it. But if it's getting a little low, that might explain why I'm suddenly so sleepy. That's another reason why I should have 2 devices. So that I can load up on one of them, you know, the app that monitors my blood sugar. Oh, guys. Okay, I'll check it. It's going to disconnect the stream for a second, though. Okay, my blood sugar is currently 79. So it will tell me soon, you need to go eat something. It'll do that when it drops to 74. It's not there yet, but it's getting there. So I probably should drop off of here and go and eat something. Actually, do I have a snack? I might. I do. It's crap, but it'll do something about the blood sugar. Yeah, it's close enough to 10. I think I'm going to do that. I could just eat the candy, but that is supposed to be a... it's dropping suddenly and I can't get to food. It's close enough. The big kind, too. The big chewy kind. But it's close enough to 10 that I should just go and properly get food. So, I will do that. Well, anyway, guys. It has been fun. It's been an interesting topic. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. And on Cinco de Mayo, well, we've got tacos out here. So, I mean, if you normally, you know, come down here like on the weekend, tacos here tomorrow. We have tacos. Burrito Ferry is going to bring tacos. I do not know if they're going to be homemade tacos. I don't know if they're going to be like typical white person tacos or if they're going to be, I gave her, you know, how my mom made tacos. I don't know if she's going to do that. She probably thinks I want her to do that. I actually shouldn't eat those because they have a high fat content. I actually make more traditional and low fat tacos when I make tacos nowadays. But she might make what my mom made. She might make, you know, typical white person tacos. She might make something more traditional, you know, or it could be just Taco Bell. we're going to try and see if some other restaurant would be willing to kind of provide a good taco meal for us, and we could, you know, say who did it and kind of advertise them a little bit. And unfortunately, the people that she talked to are like, we don't want attention that's likely to get us right now. So, unfortunately, that means they're not interested. So, anyway, tomorrow, tacos. So if you're local, come on down and get them. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, well, I guess tomorrow you can come down here and have another taco. I'm Joseph. Have a good night, guys.